What's up, people lovers? We are in the round of 12 in the winner bracket of RMS Cup 2 random map scripts, and we are looking at Hera versus Jordan. For you to look at the civilization draft with the map draft, you can pause there if you want to. We're directly jumping into the action of game 1, which is low tide, and we have atypical civilizations here, and I have this scene to go with. Jordan is picking Bulgarian, something I don't really associate with him, and Hera also going for Saracen civilization that typically is in the GL corner, I would think. And yeah, obviously going for the shellfish at the bottom. And man-at-arm aggression by the Bulgarian player here. Archer defense by Hera though, so can defend this quite easily. And went for the market opening early, blacksmith as well, no problems there. The follow-up by Jordan was Scout is getting the clear up here against the Archer aggression. Hera went with a stable as well, and neither player really received too much damage here. EQKD slightly better for Jordan, but as you can see, Shorefish still really kicking in well for Hera, so not the biggest difference there. Then we went into the mid-game, Hera going for Camel Archer, while Jordan massively went for Knights here. Fight slightly better in favor of Hera. Jordan, yeah, had a reasonable economy. As you can see, the advantage there. Found 10 eco kills in general, but Hera went into quite a nice defensive army composition, pushing us into the mid-game, where Jordan tried to go Imperial Age with a very little military, 21, Hera went heavily there, 75, and Jordan even losing lots of villagers here. That Krapos is not going to go up and loses more and more knights, as you can see here, getting pushed back as well, ram push coming any second, and Jordan loses a lot of ground, but Jordan with all this Krapos is able to defend quite nicely, builds more Krapos everywhere, and Hera is struggling to really find damage. Although he has the massive Castle Age army, stays in Castle Age maybe a bit for too long, evened out the EQKD, found lots of villager kills, will be ahead there in a second. And then we go into the late game where both are trying to get to their ideal army composition. Arbalist, heavy camel as you can see, but Jordan able to muster up with a crazy economy to get to 50 plus military, mainly conics, some halberdiers against the camels as well, and is able to get lots and lots of raids in, makes the game really messy. And yeah, as you can see, the Krapos just getting so much control, more halberdiers, more conics, raids everywhere, and Hera really struggling to deal with all of this. Moves out, has arbalists and camels, but in the end, not enough, and Jordan takes a big win in game 1. The raids were too much. Hera couldn't handle those. Nice play, and something I didn't expect of Jordan, I really have to say. And with that I meant the crazy Krapos play by Jordan. In game 2, Jordan plays Poles against Berber's matchup that he already played this week. Had a 2-hour game there in T90's Titans League. He is deciding to go for lame Poles against Berbers on Koala. Flat map, both players get 3 relics, and Jordan 3 boars against the only one of Hera. We are actually going into a really passive game. Both players played a drush that equalized each other and then went into a full wall-up game. Monastery, double barracks here, while we see Hera goes for monastery and a double stable opening. Not a lot of damage can be found. Jordan heavily on stone, as you should be with poles. Economy reasonable there. And then we have Jordan going for a forward castle that cannot be stopped by Hera. He is able to jump a bit, found some no villager kills at all here. Is going with the mangonel now, threatens it a bit, but Jordan will get the castle and the nice position up. Wanted to build the castle a bit further forward initially, but was not allowed due to Hera having enough army. Reasonable fight, monk conversions were reasonable on both sides as well, but castle goes up. I think you maybe could have committed a bit more, but low HP knights, and Hera retreats. Jordan, to my surprise, went for a second castle here. Quickly after that, as you can see, still 13 on stone. Nice move here by Hera. Actually only has 9 knights. pulled some away and finds 2 beautiful kills. Jordan somehow opening this wall here, and the 3 knights finding 2 monk kills, escaping. Jordan wants to block it a bit, won't be able to do that. And Hera only losing 1 knight, killing 2 monks. Nice snipe there. And now the wild castle here at the side in a not too strategic area in my opinion. Yeah, block some farms. Wood can obviously be moved. Stone not the most important thing either. And I'm really surprised that Jordan decided for that positioning. I think something like a faster imp could have been an option. But obviously you're floating some stone there if you're pulled. And lots of knights around, and that will be quite some losses. Hera will take a very reasonable fight. Lots of monks coming around there, as you can see, the tower helping out as well, and Jordan will suffer quite some losses. Had a reasonable amount of army, but obviously army value on Hera's side there. Conversions are going to kick in, and that was really costly. Jordan will click up to him before Hera, but only after suffering lots of losses, and those villagers are going down. Nice move by Hera, and we are going into Imperial Age, where we went full camel play here with some cavaliers, or cavalier camel against only cavaliers here after we had the reduction, the upgrade for the reduced cost. Now going for lots of monks as well, trying to go for the conversion. But as you can see, military pretty even. Hera with a way better economy, and Hera therefore can just trade off armies. Takes a pretty bad fight here. Lots of the army not really fighting, really clumped up, and Jordan winning this one. But in contrast to game 1, the Harmony account simply not there. Only 7 pikemen on the field, and that's why we see Hera in wave after wave, taking better fights, and Jordan running out of steam. Economy is simply not there, Harbardier is not there, and Camels and Cavaliers overtaking Jordan here. Maybe could have gone for a different army composition, maybe too much in the arena mindset there, or at least not enough Harbardiers. GG, Hera takes game 2, but also we have to think, if Jordan goes for mass Harbardiers, Hera had the setup, had the double castle, could have gone for camel archers. Game 3 is getting played on Spiral, and both players decide to go for civilizations with lots of mobility. Franks for Hera, and Jordan is playing Huns. We're going into the expected scout opening by both players trying to wall up quite a bit as well. Both players also playing with the stable. Hera 3 fishing ships, Jordan went for 4 here, no big difference, and both players relatively safe from all the aggression, and Jordan aiming to go for cav archers, while Hera himself plays the double stable knight play and gets a lot of aggression in there. Jordan dealing with the scouts in the back with his first CAs, lost a villager there, and loses some CA early on. That one lost already, second one lost, third one already low HP. Now some aggression here, villagers being pushed away from the gold, and Jordan not really muscling up his initial CA count that he really wanted. Hera obviously sitting on 1-2 upgrades already with the plus 20 HP, is getting reasonable quick walls in, so he thought, and those first knights are finding so much damage here against Jordan. Yeah, Jordan already plays with the second town center that just finishes at the second gold, but that was a really rough opening here against the first early knights, and Hera goes into the past 22-minute mark with quite an advantage in this situation. Jumping 5 minutes forward, Jordan actually muscled up quite some reasonable CA numbers, and villager wise he caught up quite a bit as well, found a bit of harassment here but not too many kills. But it's still pretty tricky, right? As you can see, 5 eco upgrades there against now only 3. That's the advantage there for Hera for sure. Sits on 3 town centers, Jordan on 3 as well. Microed back here with all the CA, but he felt okay, I lost so much HP that he actually retreated and sat a bit at home. We have the siege workshop aggression with all the scorpions, and Jordan, not really knowing how to address this, is going for thumpering now. But as you can see, that's not really how you want to use CA, right? You want to go in, want to go out and to rest the opponent, want to dictate the fights. Jordan sitting at home here and forced to heal, simply being too scared of the next attack is coming, and the attack indeed is coming. because the push now through the center, some juicy shots here with the Scorpions, while we have the attack at the bottom, gate behind, but it won't be enough. As we can see later, more stables being added, gold control in the center now for Hera as well. Knights are moving in at both ends, and Jordan really falling apart here. Not easy to deal with multi-pronged attack if you are the CA player, while the Knights, you are pretty happy to move around and find different spots. Hera goes for mass Knight production now after he gets enough gold, is harassing quite a bit, and the end is near simply because Jordan is not getting onto the proper CA numbers anymore. 20 CA on the map, more castles to find some aggression. Hera, as you can see, now sitting at 6 town centers already, and Jordan, impossible for him to micro all ends. Hera just presses the Knight hotkey and completely swarms Jordan. Takes the 2-1 lead here. Well played, and Jordan not messing. There is CA, and sadly letting the Knights in might have cost him the game. Jumping into game 4, and it's going to be a wild one. We are going to see humans against Magyars. Over here, long distance map. In the center you can generate some relics for yourself, and we have the shorefish at this site. Jordan himself decides to go for shorefish here first and didn't really go for the early second town center. Opens stable and some spearmen. You see the spearmen stable opening by our Magyar player Hera as well. Jordan tries to wall this in, but more in the punishing mood is Hera. Pulls some villagers and builds an aggressive tower to punish those shorefish villagers. As you can see, Jordan doing a reasonable job of saving those 3, the 4th villager fighting here at the front, but Hera too good to punish this, and those 3 villagers will be trapped for quite some time. Tried to escape with some, but Hera too good there. Jordan managed to get the second town center, but as you can see, villager losses means he is slightly behind military wise. Not looking too hot for him either, and Hera realizes, okay, I can't really punish you too much in feudal age anymore. Let's maybe go for some castle age aggression. That's indeed what he did. Jordan tried to defend with some spearmen. Jordan now a solid 12 villagers ahead, but 0 military against 13. Hera gets lots of knights out, but somehow Jordan actually is able to survive. Goes for lots of camels here, and also include some monks. Same goes for Hera, and aggression kind of stopped. So good on Jordan, but Hera behind this one, adding quite some town centers. Big engagement here about to be around, and well, Hera pretty stubborn here with his knights. Obviously loves his knights, thinks that camels are not as hard of a counter as other people think. So stays with that, goes for the aggression, but Jordan happy to go for the big fight here. And as you can see, Monk's not really finding the conversions this time, and Jordan gets a really nice clear up, but is heavily behind in economy, as you can see. Soon 4 town center Hera against 2 town center Jordan. Nice engagement here for our German regardless, and Hera needs to run. Jordan behind in villagers, ahead in military, and now needs to find something. Goes for the 3rd town center, but that won't be enough. Goes for a siege workshop here at the bottom, but as you can see, first rams now started at 35-30, and Hera really exposed town center. Could be solid 20 dead villagers. Jordan wisely goes for knights, knows okay, camels alone won't do the raiding job, and has double the military right now. Market here for Hera, 4 town centers at the top, and somehow Jordan misses the timing. That's 1 ram. Now we jump 3 minutes into the future, or no, that's even 5 minutes into the future, and see the big push. Okay, that's not really what I wanted to show. It's still no production of the 2nd ram, and look at Jordan's military. Now it's evening out more. Hera finds the time to build a 2nd castle, and the aggression wanted to go into this direction of the 2nd town center. 2nd ram only 3 minutes after the 1st ram, and Hera finds enough time, so patiently booms away. 6 town center out of him even, and that's some ballsy moves. Has a massive amount of villagers already, and somehow muscles up enough army to defend this one. Ram push successful against the 1st town center. 2nd castle here, maybe something I want to show you again, because this game is one of the better ones that I've seen in quite some time. Hera now goes for this one military-wise, plus 20, 40 villages behind. And you can see Hera, that's maybe a bit of a too aggressive castle here. And Jordan has to be happy with some of the damage that he is finding. This castle will be denied for quite some time. Knights finding the kills against the monks in the back though. Jordan, 25 villages behind now, make it 20, find so many kills. Castle will not go up, and lots of people maybe felt at this moment Jordan is taking over full control, and it felt like it indeed, but the follow-up was not really there. Rams now stopped, castle is going up, town center is getting replaced, and now it's mainly camels, and camels not great at killing villagers, especially under town center fire. We have fletching here as well, and Hera somehow survives this one as well. And now we are going into Imperial Age, and you can see mass camels here against knights, and you will be like, really, what, mass camels? How are we going mass camels? Well, I think Jordan simply did a mistake and didn't realize that humans don't have heavy camels. And somehow he reaches Imp, and now only is adding barracks, realizes, damn, I'm going for a unit that has no future in this game. Meanwhile, we see Halberdier and Cavalier being tagged for Hera, while also getting control of those beautiful relics in the center. Hera takes the fight in Imp, and camels going nowhere. Jordan then sitting at 150 villages, and as you can see, no real clear plan. Goes for a castle here at the side. Hera denied by Jordan again, but it just feels so obvious. Halberdier, Cavalier, the army composition for our Magia player. On the other side, Hussar, Halberdier, some Kipchaks, camels completely useless now. And meanwhile, Hera getting more and more relics for himself while gold is running out. Kipchak numbers simply never really reached, and I think Jordan loses this game simply because he didn't have the transition. Now goes for Kipchak, still castle age, numbers completely decimated, as you can see here. Down below 10 Kipchaks now, complete clear up here, nice moves by Hera for sure. And now we're going obviously into the dream game of Hera. Both players heavily going for Hussars, trying to find the raids, but Hera with the quick walls absolutely on point here. Didn't really finish that one, but now he is. More walls behind this, while he is getting some raids in himself. It's getting into a pretty wild game, but we know Hera, an absolute master of those situations. Mass farms, mass Hussars, and over again we see more raids and just swarming in now with 50 Hussars plus, 50 Hussars plus in the queue. Jordan, really solid numbers, but it just feels like more experience there for Hera, while also getting to massive amount of relics here, and that just means Hera is able to add something in addition to all his Hussars. Goes for the CA behind this, and Hera is actually going through into the quarterfinals. Remember, 2 players here will get spots for the $200,000 Red Bull Volo Legacy, and 4 players that are still in already have tickets, so really good chances for Hera to maybe get a ticket himself here. Jordan has to go the hard way and play Doubt after this one. This was it in, I think, 16 minutes. GG. I hope you enjoyed this format. Goodbye, Hippo lovers, and congrats to Hera. Big W for him.